Welcome to Fantasy Hockey Thoughts Week 12, April 5th to 11th. The day before trade deadline day is April 12th, by the way, at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be putting out some videos about trades and such that will hopefully be coming through the pipeline. In any case, let's get right to it. There's going to be 55 games this week, but that could change with Vancouver. More on that later. Monday, there's 7 games. Tuesday, there's 8. Wednesday, 5. Thursday, 10. Friday, 8. Saturday, 10. And Sunday, 7. Now, there are 2 teams that will be playing 5 times this week. You want to pay close attention to Philadelphia and Boston depth players. There are a couple of teams who are playing sorta, kinda, only twice. And I'm talking about one, Vancouver, who's over half their lineup has been stricken with COVID. My thoughts go out to the players and their families there. That doesn't look good. It's supposed to be a Brazil strain, which means you have added symptoms of like diarrhea and vomiting, and it's just scary. So hopefully they all come out of this with good health. Vancouver's still scheduled to play twice, both against Calgary on Thursday and Saturday. I don't even know if those games are going to happen at all, to be honest. Who knows if they're even going to play the rest of the season? That's a big question mark right now. Then there's Calgary, who is supposed to play 3 times, but 2 of those games are against Vancouver on Thursday and Saturday. And otherwise, they only play once, and that's against Toronto on Monday. So yeah, keep that in mind. The following teams play 4 times this week, and I'm talking about Washington, Vegas, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, New York, that's the Rangers and the Islanders, New Jersey, Nashville, Montreal, Minnesota, LA, Dallas, Colorado, Buffalo, and Arizona. Now, 3 of the teams that I just mentioned have 3 off days this week, and that's important because players get to rest, right? They play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And I'm talking about Vegas, Colorado, and Arizona. So keep close attention to those teams. I have a little asterisk here beside the Columbus Blue Jackets. They only play 3 times, and 2 of those games are against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Ouch. And once against the Blackhawks. Now, before I continue and I talk about some injuries, I just want to say I got a little bump in the subscription rate lately. Thank you so much. Still, there's only 78% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribers. And I've been doing this 2.5 years, and I'm at 434 at the moment. It feels like that number should be a lot bigger. So if you're one of those people who watches the channel but hasn't subscribed, please, the air's clean and there's plenty to drink. I think that's a pirate quote from a Netflix docuseries I saw recently. Anywho, injuries. Ryan Getzlaf and Richard Raquel from the Ducks. They're day-to-day right now. Anton Hudobin from the Dallas Stars. He's on COVID protocol at the moment. Rupe Hintz from the Stars. He's always on this list, really. He's constantly day-to-day, but he is an effective player. It's just frustrating because you never know if he's going to be in the lineup. Duclair from the Florida Panthers, he's day-to-day. Ekblad from Florida, he's out for the season with a broken leg with multiple fractures. At least it's not a muscle tear or anything. Matt Zuccarello from the Wild, he's day-to-day, as well as Victor Arvidsson from the Predators. Tristan Jarry from the Penguins, who might be back early on in the week. We'll see. And Ryan Reeves from the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, let's talk about some depth adds, and let's start with goaltenders, beginning with the obvious one, Ullmark. What? What are you talking? Hey, he's got a .921 save percentage, ladies and gentlemen, and he's believe it or not, he's 7-5-3. He's got a winning record. Now, it's the other 3 Sabre goaltenders who've got a record of 118-3. Wow. Then there's Jake Ottinger from the Dallas Stars, because Hudobin's on COVID protocol. You might want to pick him up. Casey DeSmith from the Pittsburgh Penguins because of Tristan Jarry. But again, Jarry might be back soon. We'll see. Smith has got decent numbers, although he was shelled in his last game against Boston. Is it Daniel Vladar from the Boston Bruins, their 3rd-string goalie, who's now their 2nd behind Halak because Rask is out. They're playing 5 times this week, so he should get at least a couple of starts. Brian Elliott for the Flyers, because they're playing 5 times. Hart should be back this week, by the way. Cal Peterson is only 16% owned, and although LA hasn't been doing so well lately, he's still got a decent save percentage. Aiden Hill from the Arizona Coyotes, he's only 12% owned, and he's been 4-1-0 since March 23rd, and he's got a 9-10 save percentage. He's going to be playing a lot because Kemper and Ranta are out. And then, of course, Peter Mrazek is back from injury. He played on the day of the shooting of this video on Sunday, so look to grab him if you need to fill a spot. I have a few players here on a watch list in terms of goaltenders because they might get traded. And I'm talking about Ullmark, who I've already mentioned, Bernier from Detroit, and Dubnyk from the San Jose Sharks. So keep your eye on that. Let's talk about defensemen. As usual, there's not many on this list, but let's begin with Dimitri Orlov from the Washington Capitals. He's been really good for a while now. Alex Goligoski from Arizona. Gustav Forsling from the Florida Panthers. He's been bumped up to that first pairing since Ekblad has been out, and I think he had a couple of goals today on Sunday. So, yeah, and he's been pretty good the last handful of games. Jamie Drysdale, you may want to stream there from the Ducks. Matt Gritzlick, he's only 42% owned from the Boston Bruins. He's on the first power play. He's quarterbacking it, at least most of the time. Grab him. Jared Spurgeon is now the only defenseman on the Minnesota Wild power play. He's 61% owned, so you may want to take a peek, see if he's available. And then I threw Jamie Oleksiak for good measure down here. Dallas is playing 4 times this week. Let's talk about forwards. Starting with Eric Stahl. I mentioned him last week as well. He's traded to Montreal. He should be starting this week. Anyone who Bergevin trades for seems to get a bump in production, so keep an eye on him. Thomas Tatar as well. He's got 14 points in his last 16 games under Ducharme, their new coach. So Jesper Bratt from New Jersey Devils. He's got 3 goals and 9 points in his last 11 games. Ilya Tolvanen for the Predators has been volcano hot for the Predators. In the last 8 games, he's got 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points, 3 game-winning goals, and 5 power play points. Anthony Beauvillier for the Islanders. He's got 6 goals in his last 7 games. And I got a bunch of Boston Bruins here because they're playing 5 times. David Krejci, especially because Pasternak is now playing on his wing. Nick Ritchie, he's been bumped back up to that first power play unit for the most part. Craig Smith is now playing in Pasternak's spot on that first line. They're trying to spark some more offense, obviously. And then I got some flyers here, again, because they're playing 5 times. Scott Lawton. Yeah, he's been cold for the last while, but there's him. Jacob Voracek has got 4 points in his last 3 games and 13 in his last 12. He's been playing with Couturier lately. There's Joel Farabee, who's only 49% owned, and Kevin Hayes, who's only 44% owned. Next, we got Jonas Donskoi for the Colorado Avalanche. Unless you've been in a hole lately, he's been on fire, although he's been kind of cold this past couple of games. He's only 52% owned, and the big reason is because he's on the first power play unit right now for them. Kadri's been bumped off. Jason Robertson for the Dallas Stars. He's the real deal. Grab him. He's only 31% owned. He's now on the first power play unit. Alex Wenberg is also on the first power play unit. He is kind of cold and hot, a bit of a roller coaster there, but you may want to take a look at him. Kirby Duck is a bit of a gamble, but he's centering a line with DeBrincat and Kane and on the first power play, and he's only 23% owned. Nick Schmaltz has been really hot lately. He's also on the first power play, first line. Phil Kessel has been hot as well. He's only 55% owned. And who else I got here? Jesper Fast for the Carolina Hurricanes. He's been seen playing minutes on the first and second line and on that second power play. And then there's Andrew Kopp, who I mention a lot, almost every week it seems like, but especially this one because Wheelers may or may not be injured. I believe the Jets are playing Monday. Beep, beep, beep. I'll just confirm that quickly. Yeah, they're playing Monday against the Ottawa Senators. So, yeah. Couple of other notes here very quickly. Trade for Mackenzie Wieger, if you can. I have him. He's been fantastic almost all season, really. He's seeing more ice time because of Ekblad being out. And the game on Saturday, day before shooting this video, he had a goal and assist. Also, trade for Kevin Fiala, who's got 6 points in his last 5 games. Let's go to drop players here. Patrick Laine has got 0 goals in his last 11 games. 1 goal in his last 19. It's time. Yeah. Maybe you want to drop Nazem Kadri. If you're desperate for players and you need somebody else to stream, although Colorado is playing 4 times, but he's been bumped off the first power play unit. Matt Dumba, ditto. He's been bumped off the first power play unit as well. So maybe you want to think about dropping him. And then, of course, all Vancouver players, really. Unless you have like a Peterson or JT Miller or Quinn Hughes or something, someone you could stash on the IR. I would drop as many of them as you can because although they're scheduled for 2 times, I don't even know if they'll play, period. That's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And hey, please be kind to each other in this crazy world we're living in out there right now. Be safe as well, and I'll see you soon.